الله وبركاته. How is everyone doing? Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah, I'm doing well. Inshallah, let's begin. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. رب زدني علما رب زدني علما رب زدني علما. اللهم فقهنا في الدين اللهم فقهنا في الدين اللهم فقهنا في الدين. اللهم إنا نسألك الهدى والتقى والعفاف والغنى. Inshallah, let's start off with the recitation of Surah Al-Fatiha. Inshallah, repeat after me. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين. الرحمن الرحيم. مالك يوم الدين. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم. صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. آمين. Last time we finished Surah Fatiha, the analysis of Fatiha, and we basically, alhamdulillah, finished the analysis of all the rules that are supposed to be applied, all the tajweed rules that are supposed to be applied in Fatiha. And today I'm gonna take the time, inshallah, to go over thoroughly and have a thorough review, like a final review day of Fatiha, inshallah. And so I'm going to be asking you guys questions, and I want you guys to participate and answer what I say. So I'm going to ask you guys, what rule are we having here, or what do we do in this rule, and you're going to have to answer me, inshallah. So we're going to go through the different rules that we have done in Fatiha, and we will review and revise, inshallah. So inshallah, let's start from Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Let's start our analysis. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Now on Bismillah, what did we learn about the word Allah particularly? Yes, good job, mashallah. We learned Lam Jalala, right? And then what else did we learn? When do we have it empty mouth? When do we pronounce it with an empty mouth? Yes, exactly. When we have the kasra underneath the letter that is before the word Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then we have it with an empty mouth. What about when do we do it when do we do it with a full mouth? When do we pronounce the Lam Jalala with a full mouth? Yes, good job, mashallah. We do it whenever there's a fatha or dhamma before the word Allah, right? Then you need to, whenever you have one of those two, then you need to make sure that you have it full mouth. But in this case, we're going to be doing it empty mouth. Why? Because the kasra is underneath the mim. So inshallah, Bismillah, not Bismillah, right? And then on Ar-Rahman, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, what was the first thing that we learned mainly about, the word Ar-Rahman? Right, you're getting there. That's the second thing. Yes, good job, mashallah. Full mouth on the ra, right? We need to make sure that, yes, the ra is heavy, inshallah. The halaqi is after the ra, right? The ha is obviously, good job, mashallah, you guys recall it. That, ha is from the huruf halaqi. But before that, there's a ra, and the ra has a fatha on it. And we learned that whenever ra has a fatha on it, we need to pronounce it heavily, right? We need to pronounce it with a full mouth. So inshallah, say Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim with the ra, make sure it's heavy, inshallah. And then we learned ha, as you mentioned, it's from huruf halaqi. Where specifically in the throat did I tell you guys the ha is from? Yes, good job, mashallah. Ha is from the middle of the throat, inshallah. So make sure that you really use those middle muscles in your throat. Remember the analogy of the two bullies, where they squeeze that air in between when you're trying to say the word or the letter ha. So really make sure those two bullies are squeezing when you're saying it. So Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Make sure that you have those has very clear, inshallah. And then Ar-Rahim, we had the similar rules of the ra being with a full mouth. Ha this time has a kasra underneath it, so make sure it's the same rule, middle of the throat, and squeeze it. Just make sure you say hi, right? So Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, inshallah. So that's basically what we learned mainly in Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Moving on to ayah number 1, inshallah, Fatiha. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Alhamdu, what did we learn in Alhamdu? Mainly the ha, right? The ha, yes. The ha in the middle of the throat. So make sure that you, again, emphasizing that you really squeeze those muscles when you're saying it, inshallah. One thing I don't know if I actually mentioned over here, and I don't know, I think I've gone through this rule, I'm not sure exactly, but let me say it, again, or, let me introduce you to it if I haven't. Alif with anything on top of it equals to a hamza. Okay, so alif with, a fatha on it, a dhamma on it, a kasra on it, a sukoon on it, any sign on top of the alif, it equals to a hamza, right? So you need to make sure when you say the right? Whenever there's a fatha or dhamma or kasra underneath or on top of, the alif, then you need to make sure that you say it as though you are pronouncing a hamza. It's equal to a hamza. Alif with anything on top of it is equal to hamza. Those who don't know, make sure you write this rule down, inshallah. Alif with anything on top of it is equal to a hamza, inshallah. So make sure over here on alhamdu, the make sure you're pronouncing it like a hamza. And where did I tell you guys hamza comes from in your throat? Hamza is also from huruf halaqi. Remember that, guys, right? It's from the bottom of your throat. It's the bottom of your throat that comes from it. The comes from the lower, the bottom part of your throat. Remember the chart that I gave you? Hamza, ha, the two bottom ones, ayn, ha in the middle, and ghain, qa on the top, right? So, the hamza over there is going to be from the bottom of your throat, inshallah, lower part of your throat. So, alhamdu, make sure that you really have that hamza in there from the bottom of your throat. Lillahi, again, lillahi, we're going to be having a empty mouth or a full mouth on the Allah, the word Allah. The lam jalala. We're gonna have an empty mouth, right? Why? Because the lam the lam that's before the word Allah, right? The lam that's before the lam jalala and the word Allah, that has a kasra underneath it, right? So it's going to be with an empty mouth, inshallah. Rabbil Alameen, again, Ra, we covered Ra with the full mouth. Make sure you have it full mouth, inshallah. Ra with the Fatha, make sure you have it full mouth. And then Alameen, the Ayn there, we covered the Ayn over there. Ayn is from where in your throat again? Middle of your throat. Very good job, mashallah. Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim was pretty much a repetition, obviously because, we learned the rules in Bismillah Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim. So again, Ra and Ha, make sure you have those very clear. Ra with the full mouth, Ha inside the middle of your throat, inshallah. Maliki Yawmiddin, we learned that on the meme there is a alif maqsura, right? So you need to make sure you pronounce that with two harakas, Maliki, right? And then we learned a special rule. There is a special rule on Yawm. What rule did we learn there? Yes, good job, mashallah. Soft, it's the lean rule, right? Yes, huruf lean, we learned huruf lean. And there were two huruf lean that I told you. Huruf means the letter, right? So letters of lean, right? The soft letters. What were those two letters that I told you? Yes, ya and waw, right? Ya and waw, whenever they have a sukoon on them, and they're right after a letter that has a fatha on it, or zabr on it, then you need to make sure you pronounce them softly. And how did I tell you guys you knew how to pronounce the waw softly? You know how to pronounce the waw softly through rounding your mouth. So make sure you round your mouth when you're saying it. Yawmiddin. Inshallah. Moving on, inshallah. Iyaka na'budu wa iyaka nasta'in. Make sure you really have that stress on the ya there. Iyaka. Right? We learned that. And then the alif is from harf mad. Alif is harf mad. So make sure that you prolong, the ya over there. Iyaka, inshallah. Na'budu, ayn is from huruf halaqi again. Make sure that it's from the middle of your throat. And then we also covered that the dal over there, make sure don't extend it. Don't say na'budu, very common mistake. Say na'budu. Not na'budu, but na'budu, inshallah. Wa iyyaka nasta'in. And we covered over there that the ayn over there, make sure that the ayn is from the middle of your throat. So you have a strong ayn there, inshallah. Ayn number 5, ihdina as-sirata al-mustaqim. We learned that the ha is from the bottom of your throat, right? So you need to make sure that you pronounce, it from the bottom of your throat. Ihdina, ihdina. And also there's a hamza right there, right? Alif with a kasra underneath it equals to a hamza. So really make sure that both of them are from the bottom of your throat. Ihdina as-sirata al-mustaqim. We also covered, huruf al-tafkhim, right? Huruf al-tafkhim inside and what are the huruf al-tafkhim? Hussa, daght, and qiz, right? And sad and ta and qaf were all three of them were included in huruf al-tafkhim. So you need to make sure that you pronounce them with a full mouth, inshallah. Questions, inshallah. Okay, so rules of lean and everything, inshallah. I have detailed lectures over all of these, rules. I'm just going over a quick recap right now. But if you want to go in depth with the rules that I was talking about, inshallah, refer to my previous lectures, inshallah. So make sure that you have tafkhim on the Sadqa and Qaf over here, inshallah. So make sure you pronounce them full mouth, and Ra over here in Sirata, you make sure that's also full mouth. Why? Because it has a Fatha on top of it, inshallah. Sirata alladhina an'amta alayhim. On Sirata, again, repetition, make sure that you have Sad and Ta full mouth. And then alladhina over here, is that we learned that the is the one that you have this over here is the one that you have your teeth and your tongue in between the two sets of your teeth when you're saying it. So make sure you really have that tongue, in there, inshallah. Alladhina, not the zai, not the buzzing these, but the that's from the tongue. And then an'amta, we covered that, we need to make sure that we do izhar over there. Why? Because ayn is from huruf halaqi, right? And so we learned the rules of ikhfa and izhar, and how we need to make sure we say an'amta, not an'amta. And then alayhim, the a, right? Make sure it's from the middle of your throat. Alayhim, again, we're having lean on lay, right? So make sure that you pronounce that softly. Ha is from the bottom of your throat. And then غَيْرِ الْمَغْضُوبِ عَلَيْهِمْ, the gha, make sure that it's full mouth. غَيْرِ, again, there's lean over there, so make sure you do that softness. And how do you do lean on ya? Remember, the rule is you need to smile when you say it. غَيْرِ, smile. Yes, good job, mashallah. You smile when you say غَيْرِ. غَيْرِ الْمَغْضُوبِ عَلَيْهِمْ, Dad is also from huruf tafkhim, and Gha is from tafkhim too, so make sure that you pronounce both of them with a tafkhim in them, inshallah. Alayhim, again, repeating, inshallah, ayn with the middle of your throat. Lay, again, there is lean there. Has from the bottom of your throat. Wala dhalin, and dhalin, I told you guys, how many harakas did I tell you guys to pronounce that? 6 harakas, inshallah. Yes, good job, mashallah. 6 harakas, make sure you prolong that mad on the ball over there. 6 harakas, inshallah. Inshallah, that concludes our review for today. If you guys have any, if you need a little bit more help on the rules, just refer to my lectures. And again, I really would recommend you listening to them over and over again, so that you can really get the rules in your head, inshallah. Homework for you guys is to try your best to get all the rules memorized and that we've learned so far, and try your best to apply them while you're reciting too, so that inshallah you'll be able to recite with the Quran in the best manner, inshallah. So let's end here for this week, inshallah. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdik, nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. How is everyone doing? Alhamdulillah. Yes, alhamdulillah, I'm doing good. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. So we, in our last class, we learned ayah number 4. So did everyone do the homework? Yes?
Did you try to memorize the translation and apply it while you were praying? How did you feel? Did you feel any change in your salah? Yes, it is hard because we need practice, and you know, shaitan is always there to bother us because he doesn't want us to connect with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? Yes, it's better to concentrate. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. Yes. MashaAllah. Alhamdulillah. We need to keep on practicing, inshallah. So that's good to hear that you worked on it and you tried. Alhamdulillah. We need to see this is a struggle that we need to do all our life. And we need to become the people of intellect, the intelligent people. And the intelligent people, they try to connect with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as much as possible. So let's come to ayah number 5 inshallah today. Every time you get one ayah and you get the understanding of just one ayah, it's a big favor of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You are getting richer and richer. See, there are a lot of different kinds of wealth in this world. Some people like gold, some people like diamonds, some people like owning a lot of land. But you know what? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has told us, who has created all these wealth, that the Quran huwa khayrum mimma yajma'un is better than any other thing that people are collecting. So the Quran, when you are understanding, when you are learning how to recite it properly, and then you are understanding what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, and you are applying it in your life, you are more rich than anyone who has tons and tons of gold or who has $1 million in their bank account. So you are getting something better than anybody else. So this is better than other wealth out there. Inshallah, let's start. نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي من يهد الله فهو المهتد ومن يضلل فلن تجد له وليا مرشدا اللهم إنا نسألك الهدى والتقى والعفاف والغنى اللهم آتنا أفضل ما تؤتي عبادك الصالحين آمين. Over here we will go on ayah number 5. Ihdina as-sirat al-mustaqim. And we see here Ihdina. I don't know if my pen is working here. I want to make sure. Ihdina. Ihdina as-sirat al-mustaqim. You guide us. Ihdina, you guide us to the sirat, to the path, al-mustaqim, the one that is straight. So we are asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as we learned before, that we remembered when we said Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, that all the praise belong to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and who is so merciful, who is most merciful and always all merciful, who is kind and giving us everything, who loves us, who cares for us. And also we are remembering that with so much love and care that He's providing us, with all that, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is also master, is also, sometimes people get spoiled, they get so much love, but then they just start disregarding and not caring about the love. So remembering that not just He is the one who gives us everything, who loves us so much, He's also the master of Day of Judgment. He has the total power. And then after that we declare that, oh Allah, only you we worship. We do not worship anybody else. We worship only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So iyyaka wa iyyaka nasta'een. So we said that, oh Allah, only you we show our humility to. We love you so much, whatever you will say, we will obey. And only you we worship, nobody else. And only you we ask help from. So after that, we are asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Ihdina, you guide us. Where do you guide us? Sirat al-Mustaqim, the path, the one straight. Ihdina comes from the root word ha, dal, ya. It comes from the root word ha, dal, ya. And then the hidayah, it comes with the root word hidayah. And hidayah is actually what kind of hidayah? The guidance that comes with what? That is given to someone with love, with kindness. The guidance that is given to somebody with kindness, with love, with affection. So ihdina, you guide us. Now as we see, there are like for example, you can understand the guidance from in such a way that, let's say for example, you are on a path, you're going somewhere and you cannot find a way, and then you cannot find a way, a path to go to your friend's home or some place where your destination. You ask somebody and you say, can you help me, can you tell me how to go? And that person tells you, okay, yeah, you need to take a right and then make a left and then go straight this long and then take another right and let's go. He just tells you the direction and he just tells you to go away. That's one way of guiding you. Let's say there is another person you ask and he tells you that, okay, you need to go there, and he also tells you that not just go there, I'll take you with me. I'll show you, I'll be there with you, and I'll take you to the destination. I'll help you, I'll show you, I'll be with you, and I'll make you reach the destination. Which one would you like? What kind of help would you like? You would like the help of the person who takes you, because it's easier, right? He takes you, yes, the second one. So we are asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to guide us. How? To first show us what is the right thing to do, and then not just show us, take us to the right path, because sometimes it's hard for us to find and to get to the right path. Sometimes getting on the highway, on the right highway. So take us to the right path, and then not just that, oh Allah, help us stay on the right path until we reach the destination. We don't want to go and take some wrong exit. Sometimes people, they're going on the right path. Let's say you're going to Houston. You were going on the right path, or any other state that you are, you're nearby, that you want to go. You're going there. And then let's say you were on the right path, but then what happened? You took a wrong exit. You took a wrong highway. And then instead of going to the right, you went towards the wrong direction. So the same way, shaitan is there to make us do the wrong choices and take us the wrong path. So Allah, you not just help us, you not just show us the right path, not just make us reach the right path, but also help us stay on the right path so that we can reach our destination, that's Jannah. So ihdina. And now let's look into this word is very important for all of us to understand. Ihdina, O Allah, guide us. There are two kinds of hidayah. Let's say, for example, a person gets the hidayah, the understanding what is right and what is wrong. Let's say, for example, a person gets the knowledge of what is right and what is wrong. A person learns a lot of good things. A person learns the Sunnah. A person learns the Quran. He gets the knowledge. So that's like hidayah irshad, right? There are two kinds. The scholars say, ulama, they say like two kinds. One is the hidayah, that's a knowledge. You get the knowledge to do something right. But then there are so many people you see, sometimes they have good knowledge but they do not still act upon it. They do wrong things even though they have the knowledge, right? Sometimes you see people doing wrong things even though they know what's right. So that's one hidayah they have, but the other hidayah they do not have. The hidayah for the amal, the hidayah tawfiq. So you are asking not just the hidayah of the knowledge, also the hidayah to do the good deed, the amal salih, the right deed that Allah like. So ihdinas sirat al-mustaqim. Now let's come to the word sirat. We see the word sirat here as sad, ra, ta is the root word. Sad, ra, and ta is the root word here. And with this over here, sad, ra, and ta. And sirat is basically, if you go on the literal meaning of it, it means like a long and sharp sword. It's called sirat, a long, sharp sword. And as you know, like the path to cross the hell, Jahannam, the hellfire. As you know, when we will be crossing on the day of judgment, we will be crossing to go to Jannah. All of us have to cross what? The bridge of Sirat, right? And how is it? It is also like a sword. Like it's very sharp. It's very thin as hair, right? So Sirat. And also with the Sirat, what is it? It says that it's a path, it's a way that's wide open, that can accommodate many of the people. So, oh Allah, you guide us to the path al-mustaqim. That is the straight. That's not confusing. A path that is straight. What is the mustaqim? What is the root word of mustaqim? Qaf, waw, and mim. So the root word of the mustaqim is qaf, waw, mim. And that is what? That's very clear. So, oh Allah, guide us to the path that is very clear, that's straight, that's not uneven, that's not confusing, that leads to the destination. Sometimes you are going somewhere and you find a way, but you are being given the direction, but the direction is so confusing. The path is like you have to go make a right, and then it's so like bumpy, and the road is broken in between. That's or sometimes it's too narrow that you feel like the cars cannot go through it. And if you have been to some other country sometime, in some of the countries where the that the roads are not that, managed properly, and you have to reach to some of your relatives' home, sometimes you feel like, I don't know if we can get there, because there are some ways, some roads that are so tight, and they're broken, and the car is like, it feels like the car is gonna break down or something, so the road is not really, and sometimes it's very crowded, and the roads, and you take sharp right and then left and then right, and then if you miss one right or one left, you're lost again. So it's very confusing. It's not straight. It's wavy. It's confusing. So the thing is, you are asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to show you the right path. The path, which path? The path that leads you towards Jannah, towards the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And what is that? What is that? The path that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has shown us, revealed to Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam through Quran and Sunnah. And what do we do basically? We are asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mainly to give us the hidayah of tawfiq, hidayah of irshad, means the knowledge, ilm al-nafi', the beneficial knowledge, with which we will understand what is right and what is wrong, what to do, where to do what kind of choice, and also the hidayah tawfiq, that not just knowing what is right and what is wrong, also amal salih, the hidayah of tawfiq, the amal salih, so that we can do the right actions that will lead us to the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and we can end up in Jannah. So that is something very important, because you see, there are a lot of different ways people are doing stuff. There are different things that people do in their life. There are people who wake up in the morning and they choose to do things that are wrong, that anger Allah. Even though they know that they have to, when they get up, they have to get up on the Fajr time and they have to pray. They know this, but they do not get up on Fajr time. They choose to sleep. So they have the knowledge, but they do not act upon it. They do not have the tawfiq to do amal. So we are asking that Allah give us knowledge, as well as Allah give us the tawfiq to do the right choice. There is another person who is on the Sirat-e-Mustaqim. He has the knowledge and he gets up on Fajr and he prays. And then on the other side, the same way, there are people who know that they need to behave and they need to be humble and they need to be grateful to their parents. But then what do? When their parents are telling them to do something they don't like, what happens? They end up being ungrateful to their parents. They have the knowledge that they need to obey and they need to be grateful to their parents, but they do not have the tawfiq of the amal salih, to be humble, to be obedient to their parents. And in the relationships and also in other actions, sometimes they know that choosing certain kind of behavior, certain kind of action is wrong, but they still choose that, yes, like eating haram or speaking haram, doing ghiba or backbiting, but they get so much into it. So we are asking that, oh Allah, you guide us, you show us what is wrong and what is right, you guide us, you give us the knowledge as well as the tawfiq. So we are asking ilm al-nafi' wa amal al-salih. Oh Allah, guide us to the right way, the straight way. From here, we will conclude, inshallah. And one thing that I would, your homework, I want all of you to make a list of the things that you think are right. What are the behaviors in your character? How do you behave with your parents? and how should you behave with your parents. Do you have knowledge about it, but how much you really obey your parents? How much do you really are grateful to your parents? How many sentences each week you say to show gratefulness to your parents? Do you thank your mom? Do you go to your mom in the morning after you pray your salah? Do you thank her for everything she does for you? Do you thank your father for everything he does do for you? So the same way as, for example, you know that you have to be nice with your siblings, but are you actually nice with your siblings? You know that Yusuf alayhi salam did a lot of patience even when his siblings did not treat him right. But do you actually, sometime when your siblings don't treat you right, still are being patient with your siblings? You know the orders of Allah regarding salah and or doing all the good things, speaking the truth. Are you actually doing it or no? So I want you to make a list of things that you know about your daily life, and then I want you to analyze, are you actually doing it or not? It can be your personal list that you don't have to show to anybody. But make sure, write down those things that you are supposed to do in your life with people and with your daily routine. And tick on them, which ones are you getting the tawfiq to do? Which ones are you on Sirat-e-Mustaqim, on the straight path or no? In which ones you are not on the straight path and you need to fix. So after you find out what things you're not doing, where you're not obeying Allah, you need to make a red mark over there and ask Allah that, oh Allah, show me, guide me to the straight path and give me the tawfiq to do the right thing. Alright, so that's your homework inshallah, as well as memorizing the translation and of this ayah, and pondering, thinking in your salah regarding these ayahs inshallah. وآخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. And I'm sorry I took a little bit more time. I apologize for that. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. How was your week? I haven't seen you guys since last week. I'm good, alhamdulillah. How are you? Good. So-so? Just so-so? Inshallah, the class will make it better. Going to have lots of things that you guys have to remember, lots of old rules, everything like that. First of all, do you have any questions about this lesson that maybe came up in groups or anything like that? Any questions about this key pronoun? Yep, go ahead and ask if you do have a question. So let's start with the beginning so we don't waste any more time. Masmuki? Masmuki? Good, right? These are easy questions, and we'll go over the answers mostly. Yes, exactly. So ismi, right? Because you want to say, what your name is. So my name, ismi, exactly. You guys know that masmuki means what is your name, and ismi, Maryam, right? You have to answer with the girl's name in the lesson because you're talking to a girl. Maryam. You guys know this. So I won't spend too much time. So next one, Aina Ummuki. Aina Ummuki. Exactly, you guys know this. Aina Ummuki, where is your mom? Exactly, Ummuki, your mom. And then your answer is, wherever she is. Hiya, exactly, you guys got it. Hiya, she is. Hiya, fil madrasa. And what did you guys remember when you were writing fi? What did you guys have to remember? Because you were using something about in. Al-ma. Good. Kasra on the last letter. Exactly. Kasra. We have to remember that. Madra. Sa. Fi. Exactly. Sa fi. Okay, good. Because it's that word after fi. You're saying, which is the word that she's in? She's in the school. So school is going to have that kasra. Next one is Atabibatun ummuki. Atabibatun ummuki. Good. So this question isn't from exactly from the lesson. So you had to understand exactly. And you guys could do this. You guys are bright. You know exactly. La, right? The answer was no. Okay. We'll go over a couple. La. Then what did you guys write? Ummuki. Or you could write, what if I wanted to write a pronoun? What pronoun would I use for ummuki? Good, exactly. So I don't want to write the whole thing because I'm lazy. Hiya. I'm just going to write hiya. She is, what is she? Hiya mudarrisatun. Good, exactly. Mudarrisatun. Mudarri. She is a teacher. Mudarrisatun. Exactly. Okay. So did you guys have any problems on a specific one? Or should I just go through the ones I like? 9. Okay, 9 seems like a good one. Could you say yes on number 3? You should actually say no, because in the lesson she was a teacher. So you had to answer from the lesson. Okay, so number 9 and the next one. Okay, we'll go over 9 and the next one. So the next one was Aina ukhtuki. Aina ukhtuki. So what does this mean? Good. Where is your sister? Aina ukhtuki. Where is your sister? And why? Okay, first of all, I'm going to give you guys a question because we're not going to go over all of them. Why do we have this ki? Why is it female ki? Because you're talking about... Good. Maryam is female. The munada is female. So Maryam is that female. We're talking to the girl. The taki is that it has to do with who you're talking to. Exactly. And then ukhtuki is going to be a girl. So don't... Okay, sure, we can go over 8 as well. So what's our answer to number 4? Aina ukhtuki. Where is your sister? Where is Maryam's sister? Where is that girl's sister? From the lesson, where was she? Good. So first of all, we're going to use a damir, right? We don't want to say like ukhti again, right? We want to say hiya. Or we could do ukhti, whatever you guys like. Where is your sister? Oh, she is hiya. And where is she in the lesson? Do we really know exactly where, or do we know approximately where? Exactly. So in this, I mean, there is no real answer. It's hunaka, right? She's over there. In the lesson, we asked, is she over there? We said yes, she's there. So we can say, she is there. Hunaka. Hunaka. Good. Yeah, hunaka. So that could work. Hunaka. The loud background noise, it seems like someone else has their mic on. Okay, it should be gone. If you want to say, where is your brother, what do you say? Good, you would say, okay, your brother. And are we talking to a girl? Are we still talking to Maryam? Let's go. Okay, let's see. What is your brother? So first of all, what's brother? What is brother? Let's do this together. Good, exactly. You guys know this. Akhun. Akhun. And what is your? Which your are we going to use? Which your? Yeah, I guess you could write she's in school because she's a student. Either one should be fine. Good. And whoa, oh guys, look, we're talking to Maryam still. We're still talking to Maryam. So what pronoun would we use for Maryam? Good, exactly, ki. Make sure you use the right one, ki. Ki because Maryam is female, exactly. Yep, oh mama, we're going over that right now. So we put it together. We have our equation, right? We have akhun, a brother, plus ki, your. So now we want to put these together. So how would we put these together? Yeah, exactly. Muslim made that really good point. The your, the ki, ka, it matters who you're talking to. Not about what you're talking to, it matters who you're talking to. So in this case, we were talking to Maryam, your brother. So we use ki. So how would we put this together? Akhun plus ki. You guys tell me. Akhun plus ki. let's see. Good, exactly. Yeah, this one, it could be a little confusing. Okay. Akhun, it's akhun, guys, akhun. You look at the harf nida to determine if it's male or female. Exactly. So that's the big clue. You look at who you're talking to. Akhuka. There we go. So that should be it. Right? You just add them together. And the big thing you have to remember is no more tanween. Okay. So the question, Shifa, we weren't really on a question, so I'm going to just ask this in the class. Okay, yep, we just finished number 4. So now we'll go on to number 7, I think you guys wanted? Number 7. Aba'idun Baytuki? Yep, we'll go over 8 as well. We'll go over all the ones I've marked. Aba'idun Baytuki? What does this mean? Aba'idun Baytuki? Good. Is your house? So we have an is question. We have an Is ba'idun far baytuki your house? Is your house far? And you're talking to Maryam still, right? So in the lesson, what did you guys know about the house? How would you answer this? How would you answer this? Yeah, it's a yes or no question, right? Is your house far? La. It's not far, right? In the lesson it said that. Exactly. In the lesson it said my house is near. Good. So la bayti. My house. Exactly. Bayti qaribun. Good. My house is close by. Is near. Qaribun. Good. That one was easy. Let's see the next one. And this one was, I think, the one you guys were a little confused on. So let's go over this one and see exactly what happened. Is implied in the middle of a sentence, but in a question. It's implied in both. Basically, this just means question. It's implying is, right? You know how like we could translate is or as is or are, right? Depending on what we wanted it to make sense. So basically, that's how you're getting the implied part in the question. Is your house far? If that didn't make sense, don't worry about it. But basically, just means a question, and it's implied whether it's is or are. Okay, let's look at the next one. Man sadiqatuki. Man sadiqatuki. Yep, that would be perfect. You could use huwa to replace this. So, man sadiqatuki. Okay, guys, tell me what kind of friend it is. Write me in parentheses what kind of friend. Good, female friend, exactly. So, man sadiqatuki, who is your friend? And then we all know it's going to be a female. Who is your friend? So what do we write for this one? Sadiqatuki. And you knew this? How did you guys know it was female friend? Yes, if it's an is question, it has to be a yes or no question. This one is a who question. Man. Good, because? Careful, guys. How did we know the friend was female? How did we know the friend was female? Sadiqatuki. The friend. Because, guys, okay, think about it. The friend. Sadiqatuki. How did you guys know friend is female? Because it has the ta marbuta. Guys, it has the ta marbuta. Good, I saw some of you guys write it, some of you guys didn't. Exactly, the ta marbuta tells you sadiqatun is female. The friend is female. Sadiqatun is female. Good, we'll go over what the kaf kasra means. Sadiqatun shows you friend is female, right? Yeah, don't worry, this is how we learn. Sadiqatun, friend is female. How did we know that Maryam was female? How did we know that the girl we're talking to is female? Because of this key, right? That's the part, that we know that Maryam is a female. The person we're talking to. You. That's why we use the female for this one. Okay. So someone asked a question. In the Sadiqatuki, in this word over here, how come it was female even though the ta was an open ta? How come it was female? How come Sadiqatun was female even though it was an open ta? See, these are the kinds of rules and stuff that come from before that we have to make sure we remember. How come Sadiqatun is female, but in this word, man Sadiqatuki, the ta is open? Exactly. The reason why was because when we separated it from ki, when we added the ki on, that's when it changed. But originally, it was this ta marbuta. Yeah, exactly. It was this ta marbuta. That's why I tell you guys it's always important to cut your word, right? To separate it. And then look at what it means. So when you separated it from the ki, it was a ta marbuta. Sadiqatun. I wrote it over here. That's why. That's why it looks like an open ta, but it's not. Right? Remember exactly when we were doing plus ya rules? The same sort of thing came up, right? We had to change the round ta to an open ta. We had to change the ta marbuta. But when we took off the ya, it was still a ta marbuta. It was still female. Okay, you guys got it now. So you won't make that mistake again, right? You're not going to make that mistake on a test. Right? 100% sure? You made a note of it? You wrote down that Sadiqatuki is female, both because Sadiqatun is female and ki is female, right? Person you're talking to is female and the friend is female. So both of those things, right? They're different things. Okay. Alhamdulillah, you guys won't get it wrong. I know you guys won't. Man Sadiqatuki? So, who is your friend? And what's our answer? Rabab, we went over that in the last lesson. Good, exactly. So this time you're going to say my friend instead of, your friend. You're going to change it to the. How are you going to say that? My friend is? Good. Sadi. Okay, careful. Remember you have to keep it female. You have to keep it female. Sadiqati. Good. Sadiqati. You're still going to have this ta. Sadiqati. And who's the Sadiqati in the sentence? In the lesson. Who is Maryam's friend? I'll start writing it. You guys know who it is, right? Zainabu. How do you say it if it's male? Zainab, we actually went over this exact question in the last lesson, so I won't go over it now in depth, but basically it's going to be without this ta, right? You're going to have to change it from Sadiqun plus ki, right? Sadiqun. It's going to be Sadiquki. Sadiquka, Sadiquki, depending on who you're talking to. Okay, no problem, Zainab. You can always check the YouTube or check the online lecture. Okay. Next question, last one. Zainabu. So you're talking Zainabu. As-sadiqatuki here. What does this mean? This is an interesting question, right? It wasn't exactly how it was in the lesson. Zainabu. As-sadiqatuki here. Good. This is an interesting question. We have to figure out exactly what are we talking about. So good, Zainab, we know we're talking to Zainab. Exactly. This time we're talking to Zainab. Good. We're talking to Zainab. So this is important. I'll make this note. We're talking to Zainab. As-sadiqatuki hiya. Good. Is question. And you guys understood what the question meant, right? I think, yeah, all of you guys are right. Sadiqatuki here, is she your friend? Is she here your friend? Sadiqatuki, again, it meant your friend. So is she your friend? And why did we use ki this time? Just to make this absolutely clear, why did we use ki? Sadiqatuki. Female? Who's female? Remember I said whenever you guys are asking this, who's female? Whenever I ask you this. Because you're talking to Zainab this time, right? You're not talking to Maryam. You're talking to Zainab. Because we were talking to Zainab. Exactly. Remember I said I made this note over here? That's why I made that note. Your friend. Sadiqatuki hiya. And why did we use hiya? Why did we use hiya? Because we knew that Maryam, like the friend, Sadiqatun, the friend is going to be female. We knew that. So we knew that she, the person that we're pointing to, is she your friend? The she is a girl. The friend is a girl. So is she your friend? What is your answer? What's the answer to this? Good, exactly. Na'am. Yes. Na'am. Okay, this time don't answer with the pronoun. Don't answer your Arabic sentence with a pronoun, just for fun. Let's do it without the pronoun. Don't say she is. Say exactly who is friend. Zainabu as-sadiqatuki hiya, is she your friend? Yes, Maryam is my friend. Exactly, Maryam is my friend. Na'am, Maryamu. What am I going to say for this? How do I say my friend? Sadiqati. Exactly, Talha. Exactly, Aisha. You guys got it. Sadiqati. Good. Sadiqati. Okay, say if you have a sentence but the person you were talking to is a boy, Yusuf. Okay, so now we want to change, exactly, this is what the next lesson is going to be about. Now we want to talk to a boy. What's the only thing we're going to be changing in this sentence, in our question? What's the only thing? As-sadiqatuki hiya? How are we going to change this to be talking to a male? Let's say we're talking to Yusuf this time. I thought they were setting... Oh, okay. Yeah, the sentence could be a little confusing. This one. Exactly. The only difference is that you're going to be changing the person, the ki, to a ku. This time you're talking to a boy. Exactly. That's the only thing that changes, right? Hiya is still going to be a girl, right? The sadiqatun is still a girl. But the person you're talking to, that's the only thing that's changing. Then the only thing you're going to change in the sentence is ka. You're going to change it to a ka. The you is now a boy. Good. If you wanted to, if you wanted to change it to be a male friend, then you would also change sadiqatun to sadiqun. Okay. Next lesson. And the next lesson is exactly what we just asked, Emma just asked her question. How do we change female to a male, male to a female? Aisha, if you wanted to change the male to be a female. Okay. Okay, inshallah we'll finish up this next exercise because it's a pretty easy exercise. All it's asking you guys to do, and you can follow along with me on the example, all it's asking you to do is it'll give you a question. So the question is masmuka ya akhi, and you have to change the male sentence, or you have to change it from male to female. You have to change it from male to female. So that's exactly what we just had that question about. We're just going to see that. Exactly. So, masmuka ya akhi, change to, now you're talking to a female. What did we have to change? What's the changes you guys see in the example sentence? 2 changes, right? You change the ka to a ki, exactly. That's the big one. Ka to ki. So now you're talking to a girl. And then lastly, what also changed? And you guys will see that they give it to you in the exercise. But what also changed? Exactly. The person you were talking to, the munada, akhi, changed to ukhti. The person you were talking to. Again, the person you are talking to changed. Good. You guys know this. This is a good lesson because it'll give you practice with male-female. So the first one is, Aina baytuka ya akhi. Aina baytuka? Good. And you guys could tell. Aina baytuka ya akhi. The things that changed. It gives you a blank and it says ya ukhti. So it already gives you who you're talking to. Yeah, exactly. The big change was, again, Aina. Changed. Aina stayed the same. Aina was where? Aina, Beitu, and you guys all got it. And that's why it's important to make sure you write all of your haraka, right? Because without the haraka, you can't really tell right now. Is this going to be talking to a male or female? Beitu ki, exactly. Now it's a girl. Ya ukhti, oh my sister this time. That's why we knew that the munada was female. The person we're talking to is female. Oh my sister. Let's look at the next one. Qalamuka qadimun ya abi. Qalamuka qadimun ya abi. Who is our munada in this sentence? What does this mean? Qalamuka qadimun ya abi. Good. Okay. The munada is the father, my dad. Oh, my dad. Ya abi. And the sentence before meant qalamuka, your pen. Your pen. Qadimun is old. I don't know exactly why you would tell your dad that your pen is old, but this is the sentence. Qalamuka qadimun. Your pen is old, oh my dad. Look, your pen's old. Qalamuka qadimun. What's our new munada? What do we have to change it to? What is the new munada? What's the new munada? My mother, ummi is the new munada. My mother. Now you're talking to your mom. She also has a pen and you also want to say it's old. Yeah, maybe it's like one of the old pens. Okay, so what's the thing you have to change? What's the thing you have to change? Be careful with this one. Because there's two things you could change from male to female. Which one is the right thing you have to change? Exactly, you're going to change the damir for you. You're going to change the ka to a ki. Good, qalamuki. How come we didn't change the qadimun? So let me write the real sentence. You guys all got it. Change the ka to a ki. Qalamuki. How come we didn't change the qadimun, the old, to be female? How come? Does qadimun have a male word for it? Qadimun is male. Qalamuki qadimun. So how come we're using a male old? Qadimun. Because the pen is male always, exactly. So even when we were talking to the mother, Qalamuki qadimun ya ummi. Your pen is old, oh my mother. You're talking about the pen, right? Qadimun is talking about the pen. You're not going to say your mom is old or your dad's old. The old is its pen, right? Pen is always male. Qalamun is always male. Qadimun has to be male too then. Yep. What's the female version for qadimun? What's the female version for old? Do you guys remember the rules? Exactly. Qadimatun. Exactly. You just added that ta marbuta. And we would use qadimatun for things like bike, for things like car. Those words are for female. Do all words have a female version? The things that have a female version are the things that, like doctor can be male or female, friend can be male or female, description words like old, new, beautiful, those things can also be male and female, but objects are always going to be objects, right? Pen is always going to be pen. Are we just going to change the kaf on all of them? Yusra, we'll see. We'll see. Okay. Yeah, adjectives are usually always male, female. Yep, you can change them because, you know, male things can be old, female things can be old. Okay. أختك هذه يا جمال? No, it's fine. It's good that you're asking questions because this exercise is mostly all the same. So it's good if we have some extra questions. أختك هذه يا جمال? أختك هذه? That's our question. What does this mean? أختك هذه? Good. Question again. Is أختك. Good. Your sister. أختك, your sister. هذه. This. Exactly. Like, easy one, right? Is this your sister? Oh, Jamalun? Is this your sister? Why did we use هذه this time? Even though we're talking to Jamalun, who's obviously a boy. Why did we use هذه? Why did we use female this? Because, exactly. Because sister is female. Because the person you're pointing to, is this your sister? This sister is female. Okay, I think you guys, alhamdulillah, get it. There's no more confusion, right? If there is, I'm still going to be asking you this, so you'll still get more practice. Now we want to change. هذه is a pointing word. We want to change it so we're talking to Maryam now. We're talking to Maryam. Shifa, we're doing it in class. So, you know, whatever we don't finish will be for homework, but we're doing it in class. Now you're talking to Maryam. No more Jamalun. Ya Maryamu. Oh, Maryam. What are we going to change? What's going to change? Now we want to ask the same question. Is this your sister? To Maryam. Good. Exactly. Again, right? Same change. Katuki Tuki. Same question. هذه. So this is an easy exercise, and the good thing is that you guys are getting plenty of practice writing. هذه. Is this your sister? Oh, Maryam. Let's look at the next one. Let's see if I can ask. What was the translation for the first line? For number 3? Or for number 1? Number 1. Okay. Aina baytuka ya akhi. Aina is where? Baytuka is your house, oh my brother. Where is your house, oh my brother? In the original sentence, was it ukhtuka, and now it is ukhtuki? In the original sentence, yes, ukhtuka. Now it's ukhtuki. Because now our munada is changing. Now we're talking to Maryam. Are you changed? Are you changed? Okay. Next question. Aina ghurfatuka ya ibnu. So when we say this together, yabnu. Aina ghurfatuka yabnu. I'll explain what the next exercise directions is. Don't worry. Aina ghurfatuka. Aina question now. Exactly. Where is? Don't forget your vocab. Where is your room? Ghurfatun is a room. Ghurfatuka. Exactly. Most of you guys got it. Your room. And then what does yabnu mean? It sounds fun. Yabnu. Yeah, you guys got it. Ya ibnu. Yabnu is oh my son. Oh my son. Not even my son. Oh son. Look at that. Oh son. We're so used to saying my, right? Yabnu is just oh son. Ibni is my son. Okay. Where is your room, oh son? And what is our new munada? What's our new munada? Where is your room, oh son? Now it changed to oh bintu. What is bintu? Oh daughter. Good. So now you're talking to a girl. Now you're talking to like a little girl. So you want to ask the same thing to her. Where is your room? How would you ask that to her? What are you going to change from the other sentence? What are you guys going to change? Exactly. You're going to change Aina ghurfatu ki. Exactly. You're going to change that ki. So basically the big thing that you guys are learning in this lesson, and I like this lesson because you're learning that the ta ki, it matters who you're talking to. It matters about that munada. It matters who's in front of you. It doesn't matter, you know, are you talking about the room? Are you talking about a sister? Are you talking about a pen? The big thing that changes is the ta-tu key. Okay, so where is your room? Again, we asked that same thing, but this time to a girl. Next one. Is this the only exercise we will do today? Yusra, we'll see how much we can do. I think we'll just do one more, and then I'll tell you guys the directions for the next lesson. Okay, yeah, number 5. Let's see what it is. And yep, ka and ki is what we're learning. So, sa'ati jamilatun undur ya akhi. Oh, that's like a mouthful, right? Sa'ati jamilatun. Do you guys remember what sa'a is? Sa'ati jamilatun. Do you guys remember? Good. MashaAllah, Junaid, you remember. My watch. Good. Exactly. Sa'ati, my watch, jamilatun, is beautiful. Good. Sa'ati jamilatun. What is a watch? Not my watch? Let's take off the pronoun. Let's cut off the pronoun. What is a watch? Good. Sa'atun. And what's at the end of that? Sa'atun. Ta, right, exactly, a round ta, ta marbuta, sa'atun. So it's female. Good. Sa'atun, remember, watch was female. So jamilatun. Jamilatun, also female. My watch is beautiful. Unzur, look. Ya akhi. Oh my brother. Yep, exactly. Car is also female. Sayyaratun. Sa'atun, darrajatun, all these words. Unzur, ya akhi. Yep, sa'atun is always female. Watch is always going to be a watch. Okay, now we want to talk to a girl. We want to say the same thing. This time we want to talk to Ya ukhti. We want to talk to oh my sister. Exactly. How are we going to say this? Yes, exactly, Kimza. You're right. My watch is beautiful. Oh my brother. Look, oh my brother. Another is look. So you're just, saying, you're pointing out your watch and you're saying, look, oh my brother. Look at my watch. Okay. So now we want to talk to a female. Another means look. We want to talk to a female. We want to say the same thing, my watch is beautiful. How are we going to say that? Good. Rayan, we're still going to say my watch. We're still going to say my watch. Aisha, you're right. Sa'ati jamilatun. That doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter who we're talking to if we say my watch is beautiful. Why doesn't it matter? Sa'ati jamilatun. We didn't change anything in this part. How come it didn't matter? Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Rabab. It didn't matter who you were talking to. There was no you in the sentence. Sa'a is always going to be female. Sa'a is always going to be sa'a. Sa'ati jamilatun is always going to be with the jamilatun. Exactly. There was no one really cared who was listening. You could say the sentence to yourself, like alone in your room. No one's listening. You could still say Sa'ati jamilatun. Doesn't matter who you're talking to. Now we want to say unzir. We want to tell someone, look. Is that going to change? Is that going to... Exactly. Now you're talking to someone. Now it matters. Now you won't say this to yourself. Unzir means look. That's okay, Kinza. I wrote it at the top. Now we want to talk to someone. And now it's going to change. Exactly. Now it's going to change. And if you remember, I told you this in the last lesson. When we're talking to a girl, and we tell a girl to look, what does it change to? And you guys all... I see you guys all got the same. Exactly. So you added that ya. Don't worry about this rule too much. Just know that when you're talking to a girl, use unzuri. Okay. So look. Umayma, what's up? Yep, unzuri just means look. Just means look, but you're talking to a female. It's not an object. Write them with the object that you can add ya to the end of. You're saying look in an object. So you always put a word over here, an object or a sister or something like that. Okay, good. Okay, so Umayma, in this exercise, you understand the rest of the exercise, right? The rest of the exercise is easy. And inshallah, after this one, we'll conclude. Okay, so Unzur is male, exactly, Anam. Unzur is when you're talking about a male. Unzuri is when you're talking about a female. Yes, exactly, Rabab. It's not about who you're looking at, just says look. Just look. In number 5, what changed was how you said look. Because when you said look, you were talking to a female now. You added this ya. Unzur means look, guys. Unzur means look. And if you remember from the last lesson, we used unzuri to say look to a girl, to Maryam, to Zainab, to Bini, to Hira. You say unzuri. Okay, any last minute questions before we conclude? The next 2 exercises, inshallah, we can do for homework and we'll also go over it. Yep, don't worry about the next, we'll also have it next week. No questions? Okay, I'll tell you guys the instructions for the next exercise and we'll email you guys the exact homework. But the next exercise, if you'll notice, go ahead, Rayam, just ask the question. The next exercise is super, super simple. You're just going to read the question and you're going to write, either ka or ki. So you're going to fill in the haraka. It's going to either be ka or ki. So notice there's no haraka on the kaf. That's all you have to do. Figure out if it's going to be male or female. The you is going to be male or female. Exactly. You're going to be adding a kasra and adding a fatha. Okay. Umair and Uwais, all the lectures are online, all of the PDFs are online, everything like that. We'll go over all the rules sometime after we're done this book. We'll go over like a rules sheet with rules we've learned in this book. Okay. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And I'll see you guys all on Saturday, next Saturday.